This is the Maserati Ghibli S Q4. If this particular example looks a tad salty, it's because winter roads are covered with this stuff to help melt snow in Michigan. This Italian car's new four-wheel drive system makes it perfectly suited to trudge through the slushy, icy winter conditions that we experience in the northern half of the U.S. Don't think of it as filthy so much as steeped in Michigan climate. The Ghibli is the entry Maserati sedan. Starts at 60-something, gets to 80-something rather quickly. It's powered by a 3-liter twin-turbo V6 that makes over 400 horsepower. And it has sculpture and beautiful curves on top and some interesting technology on the bottom. So here's the guided tour from the bottom side. The basic floor pan is shared with Quattroporte Maserati with some alterations, and it is made of steel, but this part here I believe is magnesium. This part here is aluminum. So they're using more expensive materials to save weight where possible. But even so, this car weighs over 4,000 pounds, so it needs that 400 plus horsepower to have strong performance. V6, as I mentioned, a ZF 8-speed automatic. One of the interesting things here is it's got a finned molded plastic pan to radiate some heat. You don't normally think of plastic radiating heat, but apparently it works, and it's used here. There's a drive shaft, two-piece, I believe, that goes from the transmission to the rear axle. The interesting part is going forward. There's what Maserati calls a power transfer unit in this area. It consists of a clutch controlled by the computer and a servo mechanism. Then there's a train of 3 gears that takes some of the power off the transmission after the gears are selected and sends it to this shaft running down the right side of the tunnel going forward. And it goes to a differential which is also made by ZF and bolted to the oil sump. The left half shaft first goes through the oil sump and then in open air to the left wheel. So it doesn't really require the engine being elevated very much. An interesting thing here is because this drive shaft to the front goes down the right side of the car, this isn't really suitable for right-hand drive application. This whole system weighs 60 kilograms, which is 132 pounds. You're getting a lot for 132 pounds. You're not losing a lot of interior space. It's compactly done. It's very effective. I found it works quite well. And it preserves the rear drive character of the car. So if you're on drive pavement, you don't need it. You're running fast. There's no power delivery to the front axle. When you need propulsion in the front axle, that clutch engages and you send a portion of it forward. It operates very quickly. In a tenth of a second, you're going to have ample torque in the front axle. The front differential is open. The rear differential is a molded plate mechanical type differential, no electronic controls. It's made by GKN, and it works predictably and preserves that rear drive feel. They're not using brake applications to help turn the car or serve as a limited slip function. Of course, the right tires are every bit as important as the driveline. Maserati understands this and offers customers their choice on delivery. This car happens to have Pirelli Zero Soto winter tires. So every luxury manufacturer has all-wheel drive these days because customers think it to be a necessity and they don't see any real downside to it. And there isn't much downside other than a little extra weight. In the case of this Ghibli S Q4, there's practically no fuel economy penalty, for example. Maserati needed this, they have it now, and I think you're going to see their prosperity rise as a result. They sold about 5,000 cars last year. They're on a course to sell 15,000 worldwide by next year. That's quite ambitious. It's equipment like this that will help them achieve that goal.